February, and with our topic, I'm a little curious as to how many people in situationships actually got to spend Valentine's Day with their situationship. Or were they alone?
Ooh.
Were they single on Valentine's Day? Or were they taken? You know?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's one of those things about situationships, right? Like the ambiguity of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are we or are we not?
Mm-hmm. In my personal experience, it's been we are not.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
As a therapist, I want to say, tell me more. As your mom, I'm like, shut up. She'll tell you when she wants to.
She will not be telling you anything.
Yes. But I want the tea.
From the past, it's really okay. We've moved on.
Mm-hmm. And so let's break this down a little bit and maybe talk about what situationships are, what purpose they serve, the benefits, but then it also maybe some of the drawbacks. So let's dive into it. Like, how do you define a situationship?
Why don't we start with you?
Well, I think from what I could tell, right? Because I think this is one of those things that I noticed, which is relationships. There are some different nuances for today's young adults, specifically, late adolescents, young adults, when we think about relationships. But there's also a lot that is very similar, and I'm certain if we asked your grandmother,
Jeez.
I'm certain that there would be some similarities there too. So I think there's some things that about relationships that transcend time no matter what. But then I think language and maybe the context, things are different. So I will throw out there what I think situationships are for young adult, like those late teens, young adults now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like they're in this sort of somewhat emotional and physical relationship, but yet not fully committed to it. They haven't put any labels or definitions on it.
Mm-hmm.
They're just sort of like maybe not. Maybe they're with other people, but not quite certain.
Mm-hmm.
But they got nothing better else to do, so let's hang out. I don't know.
I think you hit the general idea of it. I don't think it's as casual as that. I don't think anyone really chooses to be in a situationship.
Oh.
I think it's usually one person seeking out more and the other person is just not there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that sort of imbalance of power in the relationship. Somebody wants, you got two people in a relationship. Ooh, that's almost like unrequited love also. Okay, maybe not that far, but
just keep talking.
But that's what you're saying is like maybe in this relationship, whatever that is or is not, we're just, the situationship, you're saying somebody usually wants more and one person is not willing to commit fully yet.
Mm-hmm.
And you see this a lot with, you went through college, so you probably saw a lot of relationships and the various stages.
Yeah. College was interesting for relationships, for sure.
Yeah. So I guess let's talk about what relationships sort of look like for young adults right now, because, I think one of the differences in the past would be more these very clearly sort of defined rules that people had for dating and, then like progressions. Back in when I was growing up, there was even like bases when you thought about physical intimacy. Like there were a lot more rules, I think, than maybe what you all experience now. It seems like maybe more fluidity, less labels, but I don't know. So, because you guys have apps.
Angel, I don't know. Are we talking about like Tinder and Hinge and stuff like that?
Yeah. I mean, just how do you meet? I guess where does this all start?
Tinder. In case you wanted to know that, I'm back on Tinder.
You're back on Tinder?
Okay, but I have my account like disabled so like people can't see me unless I'm on there.
Oh, so you have to physically be
like
on.
if I get on, I hit jump back in and then I can swipe and people can see me. But then I disable it when I get out of there because ugh.
Okay, because this is part of the experience. Like, what's going on?
Well, first of all, none of them are my type.
Okay.
People. Ugh. You know?
So it sounds like you want... Okay, this is how I interpret it, which I could be off base.
I was bored, so I downloaded it.
You were bored, so you downloaded it. But it also sounds like you want connection.
Not with any of those people.
Well, no, but you're open to it, and that's Tinder is a way that you can actually look and see if there might be any in the dating pool.
Sure. I'm not really in it that much.
You're not in it that much, but
no.
I mean, you're keeping your options open.
Mm-hmm.
You're out there. Not much, but you're there.
I dipped a toe in there.
You dipped a toe in there. Okay. And so I would wonder, like what this experience is like for a lot of people. Like, and I know you can only really speak to your experience, but you're like, let me dip my toe in there. And then you're like, and the hole that you can, or the process that you can like, I'm only going to turn it on while I'm in it.
Mm-hmm.
That does what? That limits people being able to see you?
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to be seen or found, or what? What's the thinking that goes behind that?
First of all, there are people on there that I don't want them to know that I'm on there,
Oh, okay.
And so if I'm only shown while I'm on there and I'm scrolling, I can usually block them before they see me.
So these are people that you do know.
That I do know in real life, and you don't need to know that part of my life.
Okay, I don't need to know that part of your life.
No, they don't need to know my... Mm-hmm.
You're afraid that they'll swipe or reach out to you? No,
I've seen most of them have swiped in the past.
And you just don't?
I just don't.
So what's the big deal about, like, not?
Yeah.
Like, you'd rather not be seen or noticed than have them notice you and leave them unswiped? I don't even know what the terminology is with this.
I don't know. It just,
I'm hearing a lot of that from you, this, Is this like the whole dating culture thing?
I think that this is just like, dating is just that.
Dating is
Yeah. Because, okay. No, dating apps are just that. Basically, I have very little patience and tolerance for the back and forth. What are you doing? Hey, how are you? Like, I don't know. No.
You're not a small talk gal.
I'm not a small talk, and I don't like texting. And, you can't get to know someone over Tinder. Mm-hmm.
And so that's a hard challenge for, I think, many people your age, which is, how do you get to know somebody?
Also, I don't want any of these people around here. I don't want them.
You don't want them.
Not to be mean, I don't.
There, you have not yet found somebody who has piqued your interest at this time.
I found a lot of people who don't.
Right. I wonder if that goes to that whole, like, you kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince. I know you hate analogies.
I don't like that.
Because you just want to, like, have that person.
I do not like wasting my time. I am a big don't waste my time.
You want somebody who checks all the boxes, like,
yes,
has these personality characteristics, yes, and I'm guessing, like, work ethic, yes, good morals, values, yes, family oriented, all of these different things. And hey, you want to spend the rest of your life together? Like,
maybe not.
Like at least go in with
check the boxes, okay?
Check the boxes, and like, I'm willing to spend the rest of my life with you as long as there's like no red flags as we proceed.
I don't like wasting my time.
Right.
Okay, and if I know you're going to be a waste of time, I'm not going to bother.
Right.
Like, if you very clearly do not check certain boxes, I'm not, no.
Right. And then some people are like, is everybody too picky? You know, like, and maybe, and there's nothing wrong with having high standards. So I'm not saying that we should lower them. But I also think sometimes in this day and age, especially with social media, and we've talked about this, you know, perception of perfection, and
if
that
we were
everybody.
Picky, why are we in situationships?
Fair. Fair. So there's some ability to compromise.
Yeah.
You just like.
Or is this just the idea of wanting what you can't have?
Yeah. I don't know. Go deeper with that.
I don't know.
Like, you have this idea of exactly what you want.
And then you see some amount of it in someone else who you can't have. So then automatically you want them.
Yeah. Because either they're already in a relationship or they don't want to commit in a relationship.
Or they just don't want to commit with you.
Right. Because you're not checking all their boxes. Oh, what a tangled web we weave with all these.
And it's ruining dating.
It is?
It is. This is why people don't date anymore.
Because
all the situationships. You get in one situationship, well, that didn't end well. Now I don't want to be in another one.
Okay.
And so people just come distant and just they check out of dating.
Is that like that once bitten, twice shy sort of philosophy?
I don't know that analogy. I don't know that.
Like, you had a bad experience, so you don't want to go down that road again.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, but I think that's one of the challenges, I think, with dating. You know, okay, let's equate it to like job interviews, which is, do you always get some people get lucky and the one job that they really wanted, they go for the interview, little nerve-wracking, but they nailed it.
I've always gotten lucky.
You've always gotten lucky on the job interviews?
Yeah. Not on the dating. And therefore, I'm done.
Therefore, you're done.
I have other things I can do with my time than waste my time on men.
Yes.
That's how I see it.
That's how you see it. And I hear that from other people, too. Like other people your age. Both
I would
girls
much
and
rather
males.
waste my time on anything else.
Because how does that feel? Like when you're talking about wasting your time, but is that because you don't find your forever person in that interaction? Or is it like you tried and there was a disappointment, or you actually like them and there was an emotional investment and there was rejection? Like, because these are all feels, and feelings can be.
I think in most of the cases, it's not productive towards anything in my life. I can waste my time on productive things in my life.
But what if it wasn't considered a waste of time? What if it instead...
But that's how I see it. And now you're asking me to alter the perspective of it.
I'm not asking you to alter it. I'm asking you to consider, let's use the job interview analogy. Mm-hmm. It's very frustrating when you go to interview after interview after interview and you're not landing the job. You're not getting that offer. And it can make you really start to look at like, what's wrong with me? What's going on? You look at trying to grow your skills. You rationalize like maybe that wasn't the right fit, right? Like there's all this emotion going into it as you're trying to reflect. And I would imagine, relationships are even more, because it's even more personal. Like it's not about your job skills or the job performance. It's me. There's something about me that they don't want, or I don't like how I feel, especially if we're prone to anxiousness, which a lot of people are. What we know, at least about a third of people your age experience anxiousness. So if you already have that and you're going into a very anxiety provoking situation, which is like, hey, I'm talking to this person and, do they like me? Like, that's very... Like
that's not my issue here. My issue is I don't like them. It's never do they like me, because I don't care if they like me. I do not care. And that typically means that
Really?
they will like me. Yes. The people that I really don't care if they like me, they end up liking me for some reason.
And I think
I've never had a problem with the guys not liking me, despite your husband's belief that I'm mean to men.
But
the issue is that I don't ever like them.
And the ones that you do like,
I don't talk to them.
You don't talk to them, so then they don't know that you're interested? Or
is it, why can't they just talk to me? I don't know. No, I've talked to some that I'm interested in, and then they are interested in me, and it just doesn't go anywhere. And I'm just like, why am I wasting my time here?
Because you want the other person to take initiative.
Yeah.
And I think that is a very common...
In the past, I have. I don't... Right now, I don't care. I really don't. But there's no one I'm interested in right now. So.
Right, but let's say theoretically, because I imagine, like what you're saying, I think there's a lot of people your age, that 18 to 29, that are experiencing some of exactly what you're saying. And what you were saying, I think a lot of young women that I've talked to want the male. And again, I know gender fluidity and there could be some differences there. So I'm speaking to some of the things that people have said to me. So, but they want the other person to take the initiative. And when that doesn't happen, they're not quite certain. And sometimes there is that quality of respecting the other person for taking initiative. But then I sit there and go, all right, you are in a unique situation, right? Unlike me, I never had brothers. I never got to see what it was like to have that type of perspective. And I'm looking at your brothers and going, I sort of wonder if they're going to need to have a female who takes more initiative.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
Right. So I don't know if that changes how you see situations. Like, what if the fella that you sort of liked and weren't talking to, what if they were somewhat similar to your brothers and needed somebody?
I've never thought of this.
Really?
Never thought of this.
Well, now that you're thinking about it, I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Now I could probably be like, oh, I'm interested in him, so like, okay. I could probably ask a guy out, but that's like...
But you don't want to.
I don't... Right now, I don't want to unless, like, I'm actually... You know?
Right.
Like, I don't want to waste my time. If it's going to be a waste of my time, and I already know that I'm not going to. Right. I don't want to.
Because right now, time is something that's a little bit more scarce for you with work and graduate school and coffee runs and travel trips.
And this.
And this.
This takes a lot of time.
This does. So you've got a lot of those things going. But so I do wonder, just the initial, how do you let somebody know, one, that you're interested, and then two, if there is some sort of connection, like what you want in a relationship? Like, those are scary conversations, I think. It's scary in the sense of it's vulnerable. Because how do you not feel rejected? And even if you say you don't care, and sometimes maybe you don't, but because you aren't that interested. But if there's a little bit of feelings for the other person, then usually you can feel rejected. Yeah. And I don't think this is uncommon, because I was reading somewhere that half of the people of young adults your age, like the 18 to like 30, have experienced a situationship. So it's very common.
And
you
wonder why most of us are single.
But then, and you're opting for being single, but yet I also hear many of you really want to be in a relationship. And it's how to sift through everyone.
I think we want multiple things at once. We want to be in a relationship, but we really don't want to. You know? Like, if we really wanted it that bad, we would go out and we would achieve it.
Okay.
Like, if I really wanted to be in a relationship, I could do that. That's not hard. My options are slim, and I'm not dipping my standards.
That's good. You know what you want and how you want it. You have always known that for yourself. And it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, so far we've talked about what a situationship is.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of that beginning-ish of dating. Are we interested? Are we not? How do we get to that dating or I guess in situationships, is there ever dating?
No, it's not dating.
Okay.
It is not dating. It is not talking.
It's just
It's
hookups?
a situationship. It's a situationship. That is what it is. They're not your ex when it's over.
Wait, what?
No, they're an ex situationship. They are not your ex. They can only be your ex if it was like a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. If there was a committed title, they can be an ex.
Wait, I have never even thought that this may or may not be an issue. Y'all, okay, this I sort of wonder. Is there some cheating in this?
I have been called an ex by a situationship, and I said, no, we never dated.
I sort of feel like now we're getting into some semantics, right? And this is where you all have different words for different things, but you don't qualify as an ex. But you're an ex situationship, which means that's an ex.
No, that means former situationship.
Okay. I'm going to think about that some more. And honestly, what does it matter to me how you all want to classify?
Usually they're a former situationship. They're dead to you. And they don't qualify as an ex.
I feel like I want to get together with some of my college friends. Right?
Uh-huh.
I want to get together with the girls and I want us to look at some of our experiences. Through this lens.
The deal. If you didn't want to commit with titles, why are you committing to the title of an ex? You didn't want titles then. What? Why do you want the title now?
I don't know that I mean, okay, so now I'm thinking about it. And to be fair, I don't know that I ever considered them an ex. I mean, because it was never got to the point. Yeah.
It was just a situation you were in with someone else.
It was a situation. And, now you sort of sit there and sing the song, Thank God for Unanswered Prayers.
Dodged a couple bullets there.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Especially I have the advantage of seeing things down the, looking back going, yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So... Okay, I see where you're going with that now. And
they're not an ex.
They're not an ex. Okay, that boggled my mind for a moment,
mm-hmm.
but
now you get it.
I had to put some experiences of people that my friends knew, and that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know how we got on that.
I don't know, but I think this does go like what we said, which is, regardless, even though some of these may be new terms or some of the semantics have evolved to your current generation, a lot of these also have parallel situations. Like, it's just maybe called something different back in our day.
Would you call someone that you were once friends with benefits with an ex?
No.
So why are we calling it a situationship?
Exactly.
Ex?
And I think that how you're describing a situationship, for many of us, like, who are Gen X, we would have probably said that sounded like friends with benefits. Like, you weren't really friends, but you guys call them hookups now. But we weren't.
A hookup is usually like a 1 or 2 time thing.
Okay.
It's like no one's ever really deeply involved with that.
Right. Okay.
Situationships are more deeply involved. Friends with benefits, you're actually friends.
See, and I don't know that there were ever actually any friends. But that's what they were called, friends with benefits. Mm-hmm. And also thinking back, obviously, for Gen X, we grew up with Friends, and Ross and Rachel were the ultimate sort of situationship. I think they're still one of the more famous TV.
I don't know that I'd classify them as a situationship.
Right, because there was definitely an X.
They were dating, and then they took a break, which was not defined how that each of them perceived that break. Didn't they get back together? I've never.
Well, they ended up having a baby together.
So, there you go.
Yeah. But I don't know that they ever stay committed. It was that tension, and so sometimes that is one of those things that the situationship, right, which is sometimes that imbalance of power. Somebody always wants more, and somebody wants less in that moment. And I think with that particular sitcom, what we saw was that often shifted who,
playing tug of war with commitment.
Right. And then suddenly somebody would realize okay, so maybe I do want more with that person who has been wanting more. But then the moment they realize it, then, oh, wait, that person is in another relationship. And so now they want it less. So it was always that imbalance of power, the timing, what have you, what was going on. So I think that's the other thing, right? Everything is happening within context of what's going on in your world. None of us are having a relationship or situationship in and of itself. We're all doing this with it. We've got our day-to-day world, whether it's our job, our schooling, friendships with other things. If you're in college, sometimes athletics, there's always other things going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so we always alter sometimes.
That's life.
It is life.
That's how regular relationships will be.
It is. Although I think sometimes when you get into a committed relationship with your partner, that commitment means that you do have to be a little bit more focused and intentional in how you're showing up for each other.
Mm.
Which is, in situationships, you don't have to be intentional or committed. It's like, this is how I'm feeling for today.
Let me ghost you today.
What?
Yeah.
You can do that in situationships?
Yeah, you can ghost for a couple weeks.
But, okay, so let's talk about these perks of situationships.
They're not perks.
Well, that sounds like
No, situationships are whatever the fuck the person do.
Language, Missy!
Situationships are whatever the person feels like doing with no concern for the other.
That sounds selfish.
Yeah, that's usually what it is.
But do you think, and this goes back to, I think what you're saying is somebody in the relationship wants more, and that's usually not the selfish person. Somebody in the relationship wants less, and so it comes across as feeling like that person is very selfish.
Typically they are, but yeah.
Yes. Well, and then that might help explain this whole sudden boom of exponential increase in the number of narcissists that people seem to be having out there, which narcissism is a whole different thing than somebody who's just selfish and sort of out for themselves, right? Usually narcissism means there's never any hope. They will always be that way.
And some of them will.
Some of them will. Some of them will. And some of them may meet that label. But then some people are just, it's not their time. They're just out living life, doing their thing. And, there's that saying, maybe they're just not that into you. You're laughing at it, but it's like, ouch. That sounds awful, but sometimes that's just the reality. What are you thinking?
I ain't thinking anything, really. Feeling a little attacked. Ouch, they're just not that into you. Okay, fine.
Right, but isn't that sort of sometimes the sum of it?
Yeah, well, I think a common experience in situationships is once the more committed person starts checking out, the not so committed person starts trying to get more of their attention. So, are they really not that interested, or are they
playing freaking games with you?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the thrill of the chase for the one person.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Again, I think that goes back to that imbalance of power sometimes in these relationships, which I think is it's a distinguishing difference in what one would hope would be a healthy partnership where there's a more equal distribution. Although we know there's a lot of relationships out there with even abusive powers, but we're not addressing those today. With just these messy, complicated situationships. Like, I don't know, do I get him a Valentine or do I not? Like, that was your question at the beginning of this. Like, did people spend it alone? Or did they have somebody to do something with? Decisions.
I feel like most girlies who are the ones that are the more committed had to spend it alone. And the guys who are the more committed did not, because they probably made the effort to go out of their way. And the girl was like, okay, fine, give me your attention. You know? Did that make sense?
It did.
And that's very stereotypical. That's very black and white, but that's my thoughts.
So if the guy is the one that's less committed,
yes,
but the girl really was.
Yes. She probably wants to do something, and he's probably like, no, absolutely not.
But if the guy was the one who was more committed,
yes,
but the girl was like, she would be more
likely to go do whatever for the simple fact of give me your attention, whatever.
Yeah. And I think, and I know we're talking about these very binary roles and that there's a lot of non-binary individuals within relationships, but I think the concept is still the same, which is somebody has the perceived is more invested in the relationship than the other person. And so this still, it's still happening no matter who the two partners or multiple partners are in the relationship. But that would be your hunch. And I think that's a fair hunch because I've worked with a lot of older adolescents, young adults, and I do see a lot of that. So then let me ask you this.
Okay.
Are people in multiple situationships at the same time?
I for sure think that they could be, but it's never the one who's like more committed.
The one who's more committed, like, I'm really into this person.
They might be talking to a few people on the side, but they're not like in it with them, you know?
Because we did talk about there's usually a physical intimacy in situationships. So one person is being a little bit more exclusive where the other one might be playing the field a little. Having lots of, and then that would be my question. Like, is this really situationships or is somebody just a player?
I don't like the way you said that. Like, give me the biggest ick. Anyways.
What's that?
The way you said that. Anyways.
I know I was being a little sassy.
No.
Okay. Cringy?
Yes.
Okay. I'm your mom. I've got to do some cringing for you.
I feel like you generalize it too much.
Well, this is where you get to set me straight.
No, I don't have anything to set straight.
Okay.
I don't think you understand it, or you're trying to form it into something that's not. Not everything has like a million little ways it could be.
Are we sure? Are we sure? Because I'm pretty certain there could be a lot of different ways things could be. I mean, although
there's a difference between being in a situationship and someone just being a player.
Okay.
There's a difference. Now, one of the people in the situationship might be a player, but that doesn't mean they're just being a player. Because in order to be in a situationship, there has to be more than just being a player. You didn't catch any of that.
I do understand what you're saying.
And yet,
the person who is in potentially multiple situationships.
That's not known.
Then how does that not make them a player?
They might. First of all, it's not known that they're in multiple situationships.
We know that.
That takes a lot of time and energy. Let's be honest.
It does.
They could be a player. That doesn't change the dynamic of the relationship.
Okay.
A player is about the person, not the relationship. Not the two people.
That makes absolute sense. Thank you for spelling that out for me.
See, sometimes it just takes too much effort to spell things out for you.
Why?
I don't know. It took a lot of thinking of how to word it and form it.
And, but I think that it is important to think through some of these things, these nuances of relationships, because especially something like this, it is so ambiguous, like what's happening and people don't know how it's being defined. And it's certainly different probably for everyone. And then you've got people like me probably sitting out there, the parents looking at our kids going, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to ask. I don't want to be intrusive, but I am curious. Right? Like,
I'm gonna piss some people off here. It's not your damn business.
Parents. It is.
It's a situationship. It's not a relationship. It is a situation.
Okay. So
they're not the ex.
So
they're not an ex. They're not a partner. They are a situation. It is not something that's going to last, most likely.
Okay. So
therefore,
we got a couple things.
Why is it your business? Let them have their fun.
So situationships are about the fun, parent. Let them have their fun.
Except they're not having fun. They are not having fun.
Not if they're the ones who want more.
I don't know that anyone's having fun in those.
Oh, okay.
I truly do not see how either side could be fun.
Because you just want that. You're loyal. Like, loyalty is an important value to you. And you're like, let's just be. And you're also such a direct and straight shooter with some of these things that it's like,
okay, if you're the one who's more in it, well, obviously you're not having fun if the other person's not in it. But if you're the person who's not in it, then you have someone nagging you about not being in it. How is that fun?
Right.
So who's having fun here?
Right. Because the one person is feeling maybe not as valued, not as wanted. Mm-hmm. The other person might be feeling pressure. So there could be some guilt, So it would bring up a lot of annoyance, all of that stuff. So it would bring up some different feelings.
I don't see how this is fun. I don't understand.
And so this is why you're just like, yeah, I'd rather just not do any relationships.
Mm-hmm. Most of them are going to turn into situationships because that's how the world works right now, Angel.
Okay, Victorya. Because this is the way the world works right now.
That's the way the people in the world works right now.
Because people won't commit?
People, yeah.
What do you think
I don't know. Don't ask me why I think that is.
I'm not going to... Oh, I was going to ask you. Is this like a fear of commitment? I don't
know, maybe.
Is it, I don't want to have to live up to anyone else's expectations?
I think people have a hard time thinking outside of themselves and their world.
Do you think this is an age-specific thing? Or is your age group doomed forever? Do you think like, okay, when I'm 30, everybody's still going to be as selfish or worse?
I think people will always be selfish.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's human nature.
I think it gets worse as you get older because you know how many old people are just fucking selfish? I gotta stop with the swearing. I'm sorry.
Old people are selfish.
How many cranky old men do you know?
Yeah, well, I think that's just sort of...
That's just old people.
That's cranky.
It's their way, their highway. That's a little selfish.
Mm-hmm. Rigid rules. Mm-hmm. Cranky people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It all goes into being selfish. They're just interested in what they got going on.
I think it could be selfishness. I think also maybe they lack the ability to see other ways.
Sometimes I really hate that you're just like, well, maybe, but maybe this. I really hate it. Why can't we just stick with my view at the moment? Why do you have to view everybody's view? I don't like it.
Well, let's go back to some ACA code of ethics type of thing.
Okay.
We have to understand people's different worldviews.
No, like I get that, but I'm your daughter and we're having a conversation. I don't want you to view other people's views at the moment. Because then you're just contradicting what I'm saying.
Okay. I won't contradict.
She's still going to do it.
Please note, everything I say from here on out during this episode will be solely validating Victoria's point of view.
I don't need validating. I just need you to stick to one topic at a time and not go off. Those are side views. We're looking at one view at a time, okay? I don't need you to validate. You can invalidate all you want.
I was just looking at like a panoramic view.
I don't want a panoramic view. I want what's in front of me. Back to situationships.
Yes, back to them.
I don't got anything left to say about this.
I do think that there has to be some benefits if people are getting into situationships. So what do people get out of them? So they get attention. Mm-hmm. So people do want that connection with other people.
I think that's it. I think connection's about it.
Connection. And do you think it's the emotional connection or
I think
physical?
It's all of the above.
Both?
Yeah.
All of it?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's usually not a whole lot of emotional connection there.
Really?
Yeah. Like there is. It's usually one-sided.
Okay. I don't know why. As you're saying this, I go back to these visions because somebody else was saying this. Just showing pictures of their abs or their stomach. Like, where is this going to go? And I don't know why. When you were saying that, that's where my mind went.
Honey.
I think it's because like you said, there was not real emotions. It was just more physical.
I'm the one who told you about that.
Yes, but I've also had other people share that too, and recently.
Okay.
Yes.
Good to know. Still going on.
Yes, apparently it's still going on. All sorts of age groups too, y'all.
My little PSA to the men didn't work.
It's not working. Or maybe it's working within your age group. I don't know.
I don't think it is. I don't think it got out there enough.
Maybe we need to... Maybe that's something for Women's History Month. Maybe we could start like...
Stop showing women pictures of your abs. We don't care about your abs for the most part.
Well, apparently people are just also sending pictures of their junk too.
Well, yeah, that's always been around.
I know.
We don't want to see that. We don't want...
But apparently some people must, Victoria. Why are you... I mean, there must be some people out there who's like, yeah, show me, send me pics.
I think men are just stupid. But so are women.
I think you're saying, because you're like, people are stupid.
Yeah.
People in general.
People are.
And they're also, well, I guess I can't say it. I was going to share my view of people. But that would be different than your view. So
people are complex. They're not just stupid.
And I think people are amazing and wonderful. And I mean, most of them.
That's subjective. That's an objective take.
Yes.
People are amazing and they're wonderful. Most people are not amazing and they're not wonderful.
Let me rephrase. They have a lot of different aspects to them that
not a lot of good ones. There are a lot of people with not a lot of good aspects to them.
I guess I am just very fortunate.
You're not in the TikTok comments.
No, you got to get out of there. Well, I've been in other comments and I just... So people are in it for the connection. And then we've talked about some of the drawbacks, which is the imbalance of power, the maybe vulnerability, potential rejection. I think self-worth would come into play too, especially if you were the one who wanted more and wasn't getting more.
Tell me more.
I would imagine that if you are in a situationship and you really cared about this person and wanted a more committed relationship and sort of just kept being available, right? Especially if you're getting ghosted or, all this other stuff and you remained available, what does that mean about how you feel about yourself? I mean, it could mean that you're just optimistic and you believe in this person and, they'll come around, which being optimistic and hopeful can be some really good qualities. But yet, how does that make you, how can that not cause you sometimes to not feel wanted, to not be seen as good enough, or whatever it is we tell ourselves.
No, I don't experience that.
You never have those moments?
I don't have those moments of I'm not good enough. I don't.
Are there other things that you sometimes say to yourself?
No.
And if you did, you're not going to tell me, are you?
I can't think of anything. Truly cannot.
Really?
Yeah.
We may have to do some assessment on you. Assessing some negative core beliefs.
I think we have done that.
Have we? Is it the I'm
so.
stupid? Is that the one that bothers you more?
Well, no. We'll have to do it.
We'll have to do it. I think most of us
I've
all have
done them
it.
before, and I don't have any strong ones.
Well, I think most of us all have one or two that's stronger than the others. It's not about it being strong.
Okay.
Well, and maybe you are just that amazingly grounded and so,
I really think I am.
Yes. You got your crap together. I would like to say it's because of some amazing parenting.
Right. If you asked me a couple years ago, I'm sure I had some, but at this point, nah.
You've done more work on yourself?
I've grown. I don't know that I've done the work, but I've grown.
You've grown. I was going to say, you're going to have some more summer counseling labs coming up soon. Mm-hmm. Do some more work on yourself.
I don't have any issues to talk about this year.
Well, it sounds like maybe some situationships. Well, maybe you need to get some experiences.
No, I got those all out last year.
I was going to say, maybe you need to
I need to have more experiences, but I don't. Well, it looks like I gotta go out and go on more dates. Just so that I have stuff to talk about.
So go ahead. DM Victorya. Try to catch her on Tinder. Just joking. I'll vet everyone for you. How's that?
No.
I wonder if we could save some of these situationship types of scenarios if we just went to arranged marriages.
Honestly, you could arrange me a marriage. Go for it.
Go for it?
Go for it. You know my criteria.
And you trust me, don't you?
Somewhat.
Because I wonder sometimes, and I do think you guys just want to find somebody who is ready to be in a committed relationship, who has pretty solid characteristics.
I think we should go back to Bridgerton days where we do courting. Yes, that's what I want.
Well, and no situationships would be allowed because we would be chaperoning and not being able to see anything. Although apparently, if you watch some of those scenes in Bridgerton, they always found a way, didn't they?
There will always be a way.
There will always be a way. Because that's love. Love will find a way. What was that look for?
That's love.
We're passion. We're lust. Whatever.
Yeah.
Emotions, they're all good usually.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it great to be alive and to feel all the feels?
I'm going to say yes, but I think a lot of people would disagree.
And that's a whole nother topic,
That's a whole nother topic.
A whole nother topic of feelings are just feelings to experience. Not all of them last for a long time. And so sometimes...
That's a different topic. Back to situationships.
Well, some of them don't last. And I think that's what we know is most of them will not last.
Situationships, nope.
And so I think people hold out the hope that they will. Mm-hmm. And I think, there was an analogy I heard, which was situationships are sort of like starter homes. There might be those rare wins that you invest in that you stick around and you make it your forever home. But most of us, we move on.
This sounds like that I'm going to go through a lot because I like renovating homes.
I don't know about that. I like renovating homes too. And I would not say that I was ever fond of dating. You just sort of want to find your person and let's build the life together.
And how'd you end up getting Dad?
I don't know.
Because I know damn well you did not look at him and be like, yep, that's my forever person. We love him. Trust me, we do.
We do. I don't know. I'm certain that could be a whole different topic.
Anyways.
Yes. So
Did you want to talk more about parents' views of their situationships?
I do, because I think this is important,
Even
right?
though I don't think that they get a say or should even be in the loop of a situationship.
That's interesting that you're saying that.
Mhm.
Tell me why you don't think parents should have any, like, parents should just not even have a thought or be curious, and they sure as heck should not look at their child and ask a question or raise their eyebrows like, tell me, please. No.
They can. That doesn't mean that they're going to get a response. Because what's it your business if I'm in a situationship?
I'm not saying it is my business, but inquiring minds want to know.
Okay, but then I had to tell you everything. If I say, oh yeah, I'm in a situationship, what's his name? Let's stalk him online. And then, how's it going? Are you still in that situationship? Is it expanding into more? And then once it ends, well, why did it end? How are you? Are you okay? Well, it was just a situationship. It was never that deep.
So you don't want any questions.
It's a situationship. It's not that deep.
Duly noted.
Why don't you give your perspective? Why don't you advocate for all of the adults who are going to be like, it is that deep and they're my child, so it's my business. I can see the Karens now.
I don't know that it's my business to know all the details. I don't, and Lord knows I do not want to know all the details, right? Like, I'm fine without all those. I think what I want to know as a parent is, first of all, is my kid okay? Right? Like, those are the things that I always want to know. And I mean, that's subjective, whether it's within a friendship, relationship, whatever, that doesn't matter. I want my kids to be having the different types of experiences that are going to help them have the life that they want. And so sometimes that is having different situationships.
And why does no one... Okay. I had thoughts and then you continue talking and they went out the window.
My goodness.
So you want your child to have the different experiences that help them what in life?
Be prepared.
Be prepared for life.
So part of that is trying on different relationships and them not working.
But why do you need to know about all of them?
I just want to know that they're having them.
Well, if they're not in the house all the time, I'm assuming that they're having some sort of experiences.
Well, yeah, but you guys are, you all still live at home. Well, two of you still live at home. So I might know a little bit more about what you guys are doing, but there's a lot of young adults who are not living at home.
And so you feel out of the loop and therefore you want to be in the loop.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't need to be in the loop. Here's what I need to know as a mom.
So okay. Can I be like, yeah, I'm going out this evening. Why do I have to tell you who is with, what we're doing, da 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 da? Like, why do you need to know that we're in a situationship? Why can I just not be like, hey, I'm going out? What are you doing this evening? I'm going out. Where? With who?
I know, because
don't worry about it.
I want the details. Same as if I was going out. You would be more likely to stalk me and follow my life. You're the one
because you're not going out on dates or situationships or hookups. You're not.
Okay.
You're going to the store and I might want something. You're going to get coffee. I might want something. You're going to eat.
No, it's because you want to know the details. Same here. And why
I want to know the details because it directly affects me because I want something.
Okay, I don't think people feel like we might be yelling at them right now.
I'm yelling at you because you're not understanding.
I am, but you said exactly what I was meaning, which is you're not going out on dangerous dates or like, okay, so why wouldn't I, as your mom, want to know that you might be going out somewhere dangerous? I need to know where to pick up the search.
Usually we tell our friends. You're not in my inner circle. You don't get the details.
Dang.
I mean, you are. But like most parents are not in their kids' inner circle.
And that's fine. Like if you say, hey, none of your business, like I get it. Like because
but then you're in a
and especially like with dating and situationships, like you don't even know enough about what's going on to share it. Like, I get that. Then some of it could just be I'm being curious because you haven't gone out on dates or so. I could just be like, I thought you were going to say before. I don't, and that's fine. So just say something like, hey, I'm just going out living my best life. And like, okay, you have fun. Try not to come home too soon because your dad and I are going to live our best lives too.
No, you're not. You got 3 people in the house. 3 other people in the house.
Like, tell them to go live their best life. I don't know.
Anyways, I don't think we accomplished anything with that.
I think part of it, as parents, there is a natural curiosity and let's face it, nosiness.
Mm-hmm.
So there is some of that. But then the other part, honestly, my bigger thing is I just want to know, like, because I want you to have all the experiences and I want you to find your, committed partner down the road.
You wouldn't even know if I was in a relationship.
Probably not.
I don't think I would tell you for a while.
Probably not. And that's okay. Like, I get that. Like, you're a celebrity and you don't want people to know because you don't want to be asked or talked about it. I got it. That's fine. And I think everybody should have that ability to have that privacy when they're starting out in a new relationship.
You think that?
I do.
See, I wasn't taking it from the perspective of you. I was taking it from
other parents?
Yes.
Yes. Well, I don't.
So our whole argument over here, I wasn't picturing you as you and me as me.
I mean, I think the difference, for me as a parent is that I oftentimes have a perspective of what does this person need, right? What does my child need?
What do I need? And what do I?
Right.
Yes.
And I think that's very different. Like, and I will say as a parent, I need to know whatever's happening that you're safe. Like, that's my biggest need. And then I need to know that you're living the life that you want, that you're having. That's the experiences.
What you need to know. Other parents are not thinking the way that you think.
I know. And I don't, there's a lot of different parenting styles.
There's a lot of parents who believe that they are entitled to information in their child's life. A lot of parents.
Yes. And I would say those parents,
need to get a life.
Opinion, probably need to do some self-reflection. And this is also why a lot of times we're seeing a greater deal of anxiety in young people. And, we need to let our kids know that we trust you. You'll go off and live your life. I have given you
the issue is parents
the skills.
Don't trust them.
I think that a lot of parents still have a lot of control issues and need to learn to let some things go. They need to think of themselves as individuals and they need to think of what their roles are as a parent. My job as a parent, my role as a parent of a 2-year-old is different than a 5 and a 10 and a 15. My role has constantly had to change. The things that I need to ask my 10-year-old versus my 15-year-old versus my 24-year-old, those are very different things that I need to know. My role is very different.
24-year-old
tomorrow. We're recording the day before. So I don't know that a lot of individuals are self-aware enough, insightful enough, think about it enough, I don't know, to evolve themselves in their parenting role and to understand. Well, I don't know how to help that besides doing these types of episodes and maybe sharing some things like this.
They don't watch the episodes because it pisses them off.
Well, like you can leave their comments and that's okay. They can talk about it with their therapist.
I don't have therapists. They're not interested in doing the work.
That could be. Dang, girl.
Just taking digs left and right. We might. Okay, we're out of time, actually.
We are. So
why don't we just do a couple little takeaways and end this before it goes deeper than it needs to?
Well, I think what you're bringing up about the parenting, I think plays into some of this too, which is how how are people experiencing relationships, what they're seeing, both from modeling in the home, on television, social media, and their peer group. I think, the words can change, what we call things. I think the same kinds of relationships and same issues in relationships have always been around. And I think what I would probably want most people your age, and I'm going to speak especially for young women, because having been there myself and seen a lot of my friends through those stages, I think most all of us would say, be glad that you've dodged those bullets. And I think that they might have been instrumental in helping us gain some experiences to better appreciate the relationships that came afterwards. And so that would be my thing, is don't avoid them. Go into those, learn what you can, stay true to yourself, get out of those relationships when they're not serving you, and you're not seeing them be in the way that you want your relationships to be. But I do think that they will help you build some experiences that will allow you to appreciate the committed relationship that you'll be in eventually.
My takeaways, I've said a lot. I don't remember a lot of what I've said, and therefore I don't have any.
You have no takeaways.
I have no takeaways other than situationships. Ugh. They just, ugh. Dating, ugh. All of it, ugh. Ugh.
Right. Like, ugh.
That's my takeaway. Ugh.
Ugh. All right. Well, hopefully everybody got their Valentine's Day celebrations the way that they wanted. And we're recording this before Valentine's Day, so there might still be some hope for you. No?
Probably not, but that's okay.
Send Victoria some love.
No, she doesn't need it.
She doesn't need love.
All right.
I got you, Valentine's girl. I got you, Galentine's.
Bye.
Bye.